All right. I think you guys, I mean, most of you have heard the whole introduction and stuff like that, but essentially, this is the second store outside of Taiwan, Asia. For us at Razer Store, as you guys are probably well aware, this was voted in by the Pinoy gaming fans, and we're really excited about it. Grand openings tomorrow, so that's very cool, and it's great to be over here. So happy to take any questions, however difficult they may be. Cool. Anyway, Billy.
All right. By the way, I'm Billy from 99.5 Play FM. Well, when the second location for the store was voted on, and you saw that it was the Philippines, what was your initial reaction to that?
Well, firstly, it was more like I knew the Pinoy gaming fans were pretty crazy, but clearly, the Filipino fans have really gotten together. I thought it was very cool. And then I just basically told Scott, I said, look, the fans have spoken, let's get something set up in the Philippines. And that's what we did.
Thanks for believing in democracy.
Well, it's not, I think it's more than that. It's not democracy, but it was more a... And to be clear, if you look at some of the response online and stuff like that, even internally, we had guys saying, why the Philippines, right? And to me, it's really a validation of what we believe in. That we would do anything for the fans, and it's really for the community that means so much for us. And that's what we did. And I think I'm even further validated by the fact that we've got all these crazy guys out there today, lining up to get in. And it's very cool. And it's something that personally I hope we will always be able to continue doing and giving back to the community. It's something special for us at Razer.
Okay, cool. Is there anything unique in particular that you see regarding the Philippine gaming community? Is there any
crazy passionate
spark?
I think I think it's very warm. That's something I get a lot of outreach. I try to read. So I actually run my own Twitter, my Facebook, and stuff like that. Maybe I've got a little bit too much time on my hands. I have no idea. Everyone keeps saying what's the hardest things that you guys are up to, and so I think what's cool is that because I read all the messages, I respond to as many as I can. They're all super passionate. And that's something I find about the Philippine gaming community. It's very passionate, it's very authentic, it's very real, and that's what I love about it.
Well, we've been told that we're a very passionate people. So
yeah, that's right. I just had a message saying, I want to marry you, and then I was like, okay, very cool. Yeah, but it's awesome. I love it. I'm so glad I'm here today.
So do you have an exact time when you check your Twitter account, your Facebook account?
Actually, I do it all the time. I do it. The thing is this: I've got probably two passions in my life. One of which is the work that we do, and I spend all my time on the work. Unfortunately, for friends of mine, I have very few other interests, and the other is gaming, which, technically speaking, it's also work, which is very cool. So I have fun at work. So the question is whether I really work or I really have fun. It's a question, but that's the thing. Otherwise, from time to time, I check, what's going on. I answer the questions myself. So sometimes I'm a little snarky and a little mean also, but that's what we do.
Yeah. Okay, going more on that. You actually take into consideration what the fans are saying? Like, you send it to some guy, check out this guy, what these guys commenting, and do something about it, do something about it, like for product development.
I think I take feedback all the time, right? And when I can, it's like we try our best to meet the community's needs, and it's not just me, because the entire company is really geared toward that. That we always take feedback in, because they also know that I'm reading the comments all the time, and it's really important for me. Now, there are times of which it's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying the community is always right. We look at it and we go like, oh, that doesn't really make any sense at all, or whatever, or that guy's just trolling or something like that. But I think it's all about, listening to the community and doing what we can. Always to respond to it. And even when we build or design products, it's really for ourselves. The store, the way which we've designed it, is completely different from every other consumer electronics store that you see at this point of time. I mean, today we've got the lights on, but the lights are going to be off most of the time. And that's how we've done. We've just designed stuff for ourselves, and that's important for us.
So what made you, going back to the store, what made you decide to open up your own store, to go through all the work to open up your own store, in spite of having thousands of retail partners already all over the world?
So we do have thousands of retail partners, so that's still cool. And they're still great partners of ours. But it's like we've always wanted to have the Razer experience through and through, such that we give that consistent, authentic experience from Razer. Like when we run events and stuff like that. I mean, our partners do a phenomenal job, but they have to take into consideration all the other things that they need to do at the same time. For us, it's just 100% on Razer, and we love that. So it's one of those cool stuff that we have the resources to do. So we didn't have the resources to do it maybe 5 years ago. Today we have the resources to do it. Tomorrow, if we had the resources, we would build a whole building, just on fun. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we are really open to the fact that we are profitable, which is important, and we use those profits to put back into R&D. We use the profits to give back to the community, do events like that and stuff like that. It is important to me. And yes, if one day we can build a whole freaking city, we will build a whole freaking city based on gaming itself.
That's something that we would definitely like to see.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? I mean, never say never.
Hopefully it's somewhere close to the Philippines, if not in the Philippines itself.
Well, it could be a virtual city or something like that, from a VR perspective. I mean, the sky's the limit, and that's what I love my job, because I get to do whatever shit I want.
Speaking of VR, what do you think about the recent developments in that space, and do you have any intentions of entering that marketplace too?
So we've been doing R&D in VR for a really long time, and what we've done is we made it completely open source under the OS VR umbrella. So we've got like over 150 partners today. We've got 60 colleges and universities all contributing back, and that's one of the things that we want to do over here in the Philippines. I want to get in touch with the development community. I want to get in touch with the academia, the universities, and stuff like that, and see how we can really give back more. And I think it's exciting. I'm looking forward to VR.
Have you tried any of the models or headsets that are out right now, like Oculus Rift? Or
Well, yes, I have, and I've tried a lot of the models
What are your
which are not out
experiences with
yet.
them?
I think as a whole, we're super excited about VR. I think it's still a long ways from a true consumer experience, but we are really excited about it, and we are really looking forward to a whole new world, so to speak.
So, as a gamer with very particular tastes and or needs, what kind of genre or what kind of game do you see working most or working best with virtual reality?
I think it really depends on the timeline that you're looking at. At the start, I think simulation games will do incredibly well. That means where you don't have to worry about movement. You're sitting driving a car or flying a starship. The games like that will do incredibly well because you're kind of seated, you're familiar with the environment. You don't need to worry about walking or anything like that. That's probably at the start. But as it evolves, you see new gesture mechanisms, you see new input mechanisms, and that's what OS VR is trying to solve. Open source virtual reality. We're trying to create a standardized way that game developers or content developers can create new content for VR experiences, and that's what we're working on.
Nice.
Well, now that you have a physical store here in the Philippines, do you also plan to open up your online store to the Philippines as well? Including your online exclusive products?
I actually don't know. I'll find out. I suppose I think the challenge for us has not been more like a business decision for us. It's more like logistics and getting things set up and stuff like that. And because we go through logistics partners, we don't necessarily run the logistics ourselves. So the question could very well be that we don't have a logistics partner right here in the Philippines. But hopefully, now that we've got more of a presence over here and we've got our own staff and stuff like that here, we would be able to consider that. So I wish I had a better answer for you, but it's better than at least for me to give you some kind of a businessy kind of reply. But I really don't know. But I'll find out.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, it's been a long time since actually Razer apparels are like a really big thing over here, but it's hard to order online.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing I'm seeing you guys bring it over here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. That'll be very cool.
So from that, do you have any plans of going? Like I saw the post with the shoe brand, right? So is that something you can see in the near future?
Shoes?
Oh, basically anything.
Like toasters or shoes or whatever.
We're setting you up for the toaster. Don't bring it
I
up.
know you're setting me up for that. I knew that. I can see a trap a mile away. I'm a gamer. You're like jungling there. And, let me think. I think we like to design stuff for gamers, right? Cool stuff for gamers, and it could be anything. And if I could talk about some of the internal projects that we have, some of them are nuts that we would work on. So shoes, never say never. Who knows? Clothing or what have you. Probably not a suit, I think. But never say never. We work on everything. And the thing is this: the common misnomer is that we're a gaming company. We're actually not a gaming company. We're a company for gamers. The problem is most people think of gamers as a guy who's always obsessed with games and spending all the time hidden away. But gamers do other things. Gamers are entrepreneurs. And gamers are doing cool stuff. And some of them love action sports. Some of them, many of us, like going out. Like for God's sake, right? We don't do that. And the problem is most businesses look at gaming as a stereotype. And that's the problem. And that's why we came up with like the Naboo and stuff like that. Even, of course you get certain pockets that say, this doesn't make sense. But no, lots of gamers have said, this makes absolutely great sense for me. We've got gamers who are UFC fighters, right? We've got gamers who are playmates with Playboy, and stuff like that. It's all good for gamers.
So it's safe to say that the long-running stereotype of the gamer who lives in his mom's basement is basically gone. And let's face it, at this age, we're all at an age where we can just basically afford to make our own gaming setups and make them as stylish as we want. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, Razer's there to help us with it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the stereotypes that we would like to dispel for the other people out there. That like giving back to the community, doing a lot more. And I think as a brand, Razer doesn't. We're one of the few brands that people tattoo logos on themselves, right? And I've seen, and many people say, why would you tattoo a logo of a company? Some people say that, but we've transcended being a company. The logo, the black and green, it stands for gamers more often than not today, and that is important because that's what we know we are responsible for also at the same time. That's why we're also concerned about how we're going to prepare the people lining up and taking care of them and stuff like that, because it is our responsibility. We're not going to bring Razer to the mainstream. We're really trying to bring the mainstream to be gamers. And that's what we want to do. And that's really important. It's good fun.
Okay, so when we say gamers, there's a lot of us. Like, I know you play a lot of Xbox, play PC, right?
I also play the PlayStation because there was once I tweeted that I was playing more of the Xbox. I got killed by the PlayStation.
Yeah,
we
actually asked you 2 years ago about that. So
was that right? When did you troll me?
Yeah. So it was. I think it was PGA.
Last of Us. I was playing Last of Us.
We might have to follow up on that.
So that's actually my question. So how is the relationship between Razer and Sony PlayStation?
It was great. It was just news. It's kind of stuff.
Do you see any Razer products for PlayStation?
Sure, I play my PlayStation. At any point in time. I mean, I think I enjoy all platforms. I think the difference for me is maybe the general Razer customer it's like me. We are so passionate about gaming. Is that we don't just necessarily align ourselves to any single platform. We enjoy all platforms as long as it's good fun. We're there, right? It's like I'm not going to say that mobile gamers are for freaking casuals or something like that. Why? Because I play with a mobile phone. I enjoy it. It depends on what kind of time or what kind of place I'm at. Right? I mean, if I'm in the car and I've got nothing to do, I'll be playing on the mobile phone. I can't be bringing my PC onto the car yet. Those are the kind of things. We do things for gamers who enjoy having fun. So PlayStation, perhaps, at some point of time. If it's something that lots of gamers enjoy, you can bet on that it's something that we're working on.
We will be looking forward to that.
Yeah. What did I play recently? Lots of crazy stuff. I played GTA.
What have you been playing lately?
What have I been playing? Witcher 3, GTA, Civilization, lots of stuff. Right.
All right. one thing I'd like to go back to is Evo 2015.
Yes.
All right, so congratulations, because there are lots of players using your products. And
Yes.
okay, let's not touch upon that incident that happened in the finals.
And I'm happy to
but
talk
anyway,
about
you guys are really good sports about it anyway.
Sure.
All right. Now, what I'm looking forward to, or what I'd like to know is, outside of the Aatrox, which you already have and is already quite an excellent stick. I've tried it out myself. Are you looking into further development of fighting game peripherals?
I hope so. You know, that's the thing. You see, for us, it's the community that matters to us, and we constantly give back, even though, you know, it's... Bear in mind that Razer was not in the fighting game community maybe about 2 years ago. We had nothing for the fighting game community. Zilch. That could have remained the case. But today, I had a chance meeting with somebody in the FGC who was really passionate about it, and he said, you know, Sok is also very passionate about FGC. He's almost as good as me, but so Xian's almost as good as me too. he totally killed me the last time in Taiwan. So I said, look, I'm your sponsor. You know, what are you doing? But 2 years ago, we made the commitment to support the FGC. Look where we are today. You know, our sticks are used by lots of the top pro gamers today. We're sponsoring tournaments. We're flying, you know, events. People going all around the place. We're giving back to the community. That is something that we want to do, and as long as the community welcomes us to do that, we will continue doing that. And if you take a step back, we've managed to push the community so much further. And that's important. And we'll continue doing that over and over again. And that's important for us.
I mean, from the past couple of years, I mean, you even now have your own stable of top fighting game players. Mm-hmm. Even this year's Ultra Street Fighter 4 champ, though he's from Evil Geniuses, was using a Razer stick the entire way.
Yes.
Up until the finals, but anyway, but the fact that he was using Razer, that's pretty cool. And I really look forward to all the other future developments that you may have lined up.
And we want to continue doing that, and I hope that we will. You must remember that we do stuff with a view of the community at large. And sometimes doing stuff with the community at large also means that you've got to ignore the community, the negativity of the community and stuff like that. Because as one of the things that we do at Razer is this for gamers by gamers. We take a step back and we ask ourselves, is this for the ultimate good of the community? It's very hard to do that. Sometimes it gets very tiring to do that. It's incredibly difficult from time to time. But if you go back to basic principles, you know, it's like I get a lot of flack online more often than not, all the time. But as long as we know that we're doing this for the good of the community, fuck that. You know, we're still going to continue doing things over and over and again for the community, and that's what we want to do. For gamers, by gamers is something that we really, really believe in, and we want to continue doing that. So FGC, you'll see us continue to focus on providing a lot more support. You'll see that we'll have our stable of esports athletes, and that will grow. You'll see that the tournaments is also something that will continue growing. Look at the prize pots, it's getting bigger. If we weren't involved with the FGC, it wouldn't be growing. And that's something that we'll continue to do.
That's great to see. That said, are you looking forward to Street Fighter V?
Yes, I am. I'm excited about it. We'll see how it goes. You know, I'm privy to a lot of the developments on Street Fighter V. I don't know how much of it has been announced yet, so I'm trying my best not to comment on it in case I say the wrong thing.
Let's do it.
But I'm excited about it. And actually, the Street Fighter events, like Sok runs a couple of them in the Taiwan store, and I expect we're going to run a couple of the FGC events over here too, right?
Yeah, in the Philippines, it's more a Tekken place.
A check-in place?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a shootout and see who's going to be as good as... Right. So, I mean, that'll be cool. I mean, this is why we've built the Razer Store, to become a great place for people to gather and have fun. In fact, we encourage as many people to come here, have fun without even buying anything. Don't. Come here and just hang out, have fun. That's really the key.
So it's not just a store, it's also a community hub.
Actually, I'll put it the other way around. It's not a store. It's a community hub. You know, if you can be here 365 days a year, just having fun and playing games and camping out over here, you're very welcome. And I would like to stress that every single gamer is very welcome over here. As long as I get people messaging me saying that, look, I don't have a Razer product, but I'm a huge fan. Great, come on over. You're very welcome. And that's something the entire team is very aware of. No one's going to try to sell you anything. You're here to have fun. And if that is achieved, that's the benchmark. Then we've managed to do what we want to do over here at Razer Store.
Awesome.
A lot of other CEOs go crazy for about something like that.
Yeah, we drive a lot of other CEOs nuts. They always ask, how do you guys do this? But I tell them that. I think the problem is a lot of them aren't gamers. We created this entire industry, right? We started in it, we've always been gamers. We've been tempted, often by other people saying, hey, look, why don't you take your tech and go and do something else? But we want to give back to always to the community, and that's really important. Look at the fans. I mean, they're lining up now, right? You can't buy this. And that's what I mean. Of course, CEOs saying that, how do you do this? What do you invest in? And they try to follow things. And I tell them that, look, as long as you're looking to sell a product and not doing something for yourself, gamers are really smart people. They see through all of that, and that's the thing, because I see through all of that. So and that's the thing. Even when we did this store, it was not with any financial projection. I have zero financial projection. People go nuts about it. People like, how are you gonna break even and stuff like that? I go like, I have absolutely no freaking clue. But if the guys here have fun, cool. Let's just do it.
Okay, speaking of competitors, is there another company, a vertical company out there that impresses you or like look up to, stuff like that?
I think there are lots of tech companies we look up to, or people that we look up to. We don't necessarily look within our industry because we created this industry, right? The technology that we've created is used by probably everyone in the industry. The technology that we have today will be used by other people in the next 2 or 3 years. And we're open about that. That's fine. And oftentimes we get our technology to be shared with as many people out there. But I'm really excited by, for example, what Elon Musk is doing. With the work that he does. I'm incredibly impressed with how Google has been able to push forward all kinds of innovations. Or for that matter, even Apple. Well, maybe in terms of the work or the focus that they have on design. Ourselves, we don't look at ourselves as anywhere close to what these industry stalwarts do. We look at ourselves as guys just doing stuff for ourselves as gamers. And that's good enough for us. I mean, life is short. We could spend all day trying to be the biggest company on the planet, but what's the point? To us, growing is important because we get more resources to do more cool stuff, like build a city maybe someday, kind of thing. But we do it not because of money, but we do it because it's just hyper freaking cool.
So how would you, what's your reaction to seeing your products being used by people outside of gaming, and not just for gaming? Let's say like DJs, you have musicians, most especially with your headphones.
Sure.
What's the feeling of seeing your products getting applications beyond what they were originally intended for?
So we know a lot of EDM artists, DJs use our Blade laptops. A whole lot of them do that. We know that the healthcare industry uses a lot of our products because of precision for MRIs and stuff like that. We know that the finance industry, a lot of them buy like the Tataras and the Weaver to execute faster financial things. We do bulk orders to the military because a lot of our stuff, and I can't really talk too much about which military and stuff like that, but a lot of them use our products for the military, and that's very cool. But I think what's more important, or what's cooler, is that despite all these potential avenues that we could have done, or we could do, we've made a conscious decision to tell them that, hey guys, we're happy to license technologies to you, we're happy to share the work that we do, but we know what we're good at, and we know what we're not good at. I mean, I love the fact that the work that we do is helping save lives in the healthcare industry. I love the work that we do is helping send rockets to outer space, which it is. But I think I love the fact that we're always going to be focused on the gaming industry, or the gamers. Because one of the other questions I get often is that, am I not worried about the decline of the gaming industry and stuff like that? And that's what a lot of people talk about right now, right? Oh, mobile gaming is getting saturated, or PC gaming is getting saturated. I think the people who should worry are the guys who look at the work that we do as a business. Those are the guys that are not gaming companies in the first place. They jump into the industry because they go, oh, holy shit, I can sell so much more of these peripherals and stuff like that. We started with gamers. When the gaming industry is doing incredibly well, when it was on as an upswing, we are in gaming. When the gaming industry is going to go on the downswing, we're still going to be in gaming because we still need products for ourselves as gamers. So we will always be focused on gaming industry. So it's a good and bad thing. And, it's cool, but, we know what we're good at and what we're not good at.
Yeah. Kind of noticed you've been saying you make products that you use yourself. So which is your favorite Razer product right now?
So I don't have a favorite Razer product because, I'm so...
You have everything.
Yeah, but the team, it's not just myself. We are all, I think we all see ourselves as cogs of a wheel to really get there. Like Nicholas, he's going to be really focused on getting all you guys, arranged on time. And because we need to evangelize, what we do over here at Razer. Or Scott is working on the store to make sure it's perfect. Do I do stuff for myself? Yes, I do. I mean, I'm not shy to say that, like the Blade laptop. We spend millions of dollars, we hired some of the top engineers on the planet because of one thing. I wanted a laptop for myself. That's it. It's great that other people wanted the laptop, so that was fantastic. But that's really the thing. I mean, there were no financial projections that could have proved that that's a new category that could have been done. There was no amount of consultants, of McKinsey or Bain, who could have told you that somebody wanted a gaming mouse. But we decided that we just wanted something cool for ourselves, and boom. The rest is history, right?
Speaking of products, can you give us any information on any new products in the pipeline?
Absolutely. I will be able to tell you all our new products, but I'll have to kill you. It's worth it.
Just him?
I think I'm up for that.
So the thing is, yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that. So the thing is, we get a lot of people wanting to know our new products, and I usually tell them that. And other CEOs that I meet or other companies, they always say, "Hey, Min, come on, just tell us what you're gonna do, so we can follow very quickly and stuff like that." I just tell them it's very quick, very simple. Every gamer actually already knows what other products we're working on. I just tell any gamer, imagine you've got a huge amount of resources of some of the most talented designers and some of the most talented engineers on the planet, and think about it. What would you design for yourself? And that's the point of time that you can kind of figure out what we're going to be coming up with next. It's as simple as that. That's the way we do it.
How many left-handed people do you have in your team?
Not many. Robert, my co-founder, is left-handed. So you see, things like Razer Store in Manila. People out there, tend to be a little bit skeptical. And rightly so, because the industry, there are lots of companies that just talk for the sake of talk, right? And people ask me like, oh, how committed are you to the gaming community and stuff like that? I would just say, don't listen to what I say. Look at what we do. When the gaming community wants a store in the Philippines, we build a freaking store, right? We bring the big guns and we do all of that. The left-handed mice, we lose money on every single left-handed mouse that we make. But why? The community came together and said, we want a left-handed mouse. And I said, so be it, right? And we make it. So these are actual, tangible examples of what we do for the community. And we want to continue doing that. So don't take us for our word. Now, can I be perfect and be able to execute? Like if somebody says, I want a store in the middle of the desert. I can't do that overnight, right? But what we can do is that we can listen, and if enough gamers say that, look, that makes a lot of sense for us, we will get there. And you're going to get to the toaster question at some point of time, right? So to address the toaster question, yes, at some point of time, there were engineers working on the toaster, and I made a mistake of talking about the fact there were a couple of crazy engineers in the company working on a Razer toaster on their own freaking time, all right? Now, it's become a bit of a movement to try to get us to actually sell the toaster.
Yes, there are pages dedicated for it.
Yes, and basically I've told those guys that, look, if you ever reach 1 million fans on your page, I will make a freaking Razer toaster, all right?
On their way.
Yes, I know they're on the way, and it's like a religion. Those guys go around like, go get the Razer toaster out.
Toast is awesome in the morning.
Yes, I know it's awesome in the morning, but we don't have a limited amount of resources. I mean, we've got a lot of really smart people, but we are working on some really hard problems in the gaming industry. Not that toast is not a hard problem, but
But
We'll get
it's
there.
like a real trend right now. They would slap anything with Razer, right? Like in the Philippines, we have like these chairs. Some people stick the Razer stickers in them, and they call them gaming chairs for some reason already. Yeah.
that scares me. But I think what we do is yeah, I've seen lots of stuff. I think it's very cool, and I'm excited by. I like I run my own Facebook page. I run my own Twitter feed.
you see
and
everything
then
that these
I
guys
get to see all these kind of crazy guys come up with all kinds of cool stuff, and I enjoy it. I hope I will never lose that. That's one of those things that maybe it takes up my time from doing important CEO shit, but to me it's as important as anything to always continue talking to the community and the gamers out there. That's what we do.
Yeah, it's really cool because back then you used to slap the Razer logo, like the written logo, right? Right now it's just the purple thing.
Yeah.
Right?
So we've actually graduated from, and that's an interesting thing. In the early days, we had to put the Razer word. Then we've graduated to using the Razer logo itself. I don't even know whether I can talk about the little fight that we had to get the logo out there. Well, like for example, we said that we wouldn't build a store unless we could just put the logo there, because if you see every other store, they all have to have the words and stuff like that. But that's not us. We've reached beyond that. But I think what's even more exciting is that if you ask any gamer, you lock him up and put him in a room and you just show him a flash of black and green without even a logo, and you ask him like, what does this make you think of? More often than not, he's going to say Razer, without even seeing the logo. And that's what we want to be able to do, to bring it to the next level and to make it very cool.
That's how powerful the cult is now, right?
Yes, that's and that's why those guys are out there, and I'm going to have to say hi to them a little later.
Okay, any more guys?
It's good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Very cool to have you guys over here.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
All right, real pleasure. Thank you.